Rab explains it all. Math, chem, physics never fall. Subscribe and learn. Ace every test, so Rab explains it best.
Hi everyone, I hope you are doing well. Welcome to this video and welcome to my channel. In this video we are gonna learn how to solve linear equation that we need to form from geometry problems. Usually after learning how to solve linear and first degree equation, you may encounter questions which is combination of geometry and solving linear equations, and at the beginning you may think that they are difficult because you need some concepts from geometry, but in this video you are going to learn that they are really easy and we are going to solve several examples of them. Okay, without wasting any more time, let's jump into today's lesson. For each figure, find the value of x. As you can see here, we have a triangle. The value of one angle is x degrees. The value of the other angle is 2x degrees. And as you can see, we have a right angle here. What should we do for finding the value of x? As you definitely know, the addition of all the internal angles of a triangle is going to be equal to 180 degrees. So the only thing that I need to do is adding all the angles of this triangle. Okay, I'm going to do that. X plus 2x, this is this angle, 2x is this angle, plus 90, because we have a right angle, is going to be equal to 180. Okay, we are going to simplify the first side. What are we going to have? We are going to have 3x plus 90 is going to be equal to 180. Okay, we are going to solve it based on inverse operation. As you can see, I'm going to allocate this side for variables and this side for numbers. Okay, do we have any extra term on the first side? Yes, as you can see, this 90 is extra here because I want only variables in the first side. So I'm going to eliminate that by subtracting by 90. Am I allowed to do this only with the first side? No, every operation that I do with one side, I must do exactly the same with the second side. So I must do the same. What am I going to have? These two are going to cancel each other out, and I'm going to have 3x is equal to 90. The only thing that I need to do is making the coefficient of x1. How am I supposed to do that? By dividing both sides by 3. These two are going to cancel each other out, and finally, x is going to be 30, and the unit is going to be degrees. Really easy. Here we have another example. Again, this example is similar to the previous one. We have three angles of a triangle, and as you definitely know, and I taught you in the previous example, the addition of all the angles of a triangle is going to be 180 degrees. So I'm going to do the same process. X plus 2x plus 10 plus x plus 10 is gonna be 180 because they are angles of a triangle. Okay, I'm gonna simplify the first side. X plus 2x plus x is gonna be 4x. Here we have 10 and 10, and the addition of them is gonna be 20. Is gonna be equal to 180. I'm gonna solve this example based on transposition method. I'm going to allocate again the first side for variables, the second side for numbers. As you can see, this 20 is extra here because I want only variables in the first side. So I'm going to move it to the other side of the equation, and I'm going to change the sign of that because it is positive. It's going to become negative. So 4x is going to be equal to 180 minus 20. I change the sign. Consequently, for x is gonna be 160, and the only thing that I need to do is making the coefficient of x1 by dividing by its coefficient. These two are going to cancel each other out, and finally x is gonna be 40 degrees. Here because of the symbol that you can see, because of the small lines that you can see on two sides, we can realize that the length of these two sides are equal to each other, right? And what do we call this type of triangle? We call it isosceles triangle. What is the main characteristics of isosceles triangle? They have two congruent angles. So I can realize that this angle is congruent to this one. Why? Because based on the sign that I can see on two of the sides, I can realize that the length of these two sides are equal to each other. Then I can realize that I have isosceles triangle, and when I have isosceles triangle, two angles are congruent. So I can realize that 2x plus 10 is gonna be equal to 70. I'm gonna solve it based on inverse operation. This side's for variables and this side for numbers. The only thing that I need to do is removing the extra terms. Here, this 10 is extra. Why? Because in the first side, I need only variables. So I'm gonna subtract it from the first side, and I must subtract it from the second side. These two are going to cancel each other out. Consequently, 2x is going to be equal to 60. Make the coefficient of x 1 by dividing both sides by 2. These two are going to cancel each other out. And finally, x is going to be 30 degrees. Here we have an isosceles trapezoid. What is the main characteristics of isosceles trapezoid? First of all, these two bases are parallel, okay? And second of all, two base angles from the same base are gonna be congruent. Okay, look, this angle and this one, they are base angles, right? And they are from the same base. This is gonna be the base. So they must be congruent. And angles from different bases are supplementary. What does it mean? It means this angle is from this base, and this angle is from this base. Why? So they are supplementary. So let's use the first rule that I told you. I told you base angles from the same base, for example, 120 and 2x are congruent. So 120 is congruent to 2x. What should I do for solving this equation? The only thing that I need to do is dividing both sides by 2. Really easy. And x is gonna be 60 degrees. And based on the second rule that I told you, base angles from different bases are supplementary. What does it mean? For example, here y and 120, they are from different bases. So they are supplementary. It means the addition of them is equal to 180. So y plus 120 is going to be 180. And I'm going to solve this based on inverse operation. This side for variables and this side for numbers. 120 is extra, so I'm going to subtract it from both sides. And if you do that, these two terms are going to cancel each other out, and y is going to become 60 degrees. Really easy. Here we have a parallelogram, and in parallelogram we know that angles opposite of each other, for example 120 and y, they are opposite of each other. So they are congruent, and angles which are next to each other, for example this 120 and 3x, they are next to each other. So they are supplementary. So let's use the first rule. We know that opposite angles, for example, y and 120 are congruent. So I can easily realize that y is going to be equal to 120 degrees. And angles that they are next to each other, they are supplementary. So 3x plus 120, because they are next to each other, are supplementary, and the addition of them is 180 degrees. I'm gonna use transposition method, move it to the other side and change the sign. So 3x is gonna be equal to 180 minus 120. 3x is gonna be 60, and the only thing that I need to do is dividing both sides by 3. So x is gonna become 20 degrees. Really easy. Here we have the value of two angles, this one and this one. Okay, what can we see here? As you can see, these angles are vertical angles. Why? Because we can see two lines and they are intersecting each other, and the angles that we have are in front of each other. So we can realize that they are vertical angles, and vertical angles are congruent. So the only thing that I need to do is writing 3x minus 10 is equal to 110 minus x. I'm gonna allocate these sides for variable and this side for numbers. Do I have any extra term in the first side? Yes, this minus 10. I must eliminate that, so I'm gonna add it with 10. I must do exactly the same with the second side. What about second side? Do I have any extra term in the second side? Yes, this minus x is extra. So I must eliminate that. I'm gonna add it with x, and I must do exactly the same with the first side. If I add these two equations, these two are going to cancel each other out, these two are going to cancel each other out, and I'm going to have 4x is equal to 120. The only thing that I need to do is dividing by 4. These two are going to cancel each other out, and x is going to become 30 degrees. Really easy. Here, we have two parallel lines. Because of this symbol, I can realize that these two lines are parallel, and this one is transversal line. And as you can see, the angles that we have, the value of them based on the variable or x, are consecutive angles. What is the main characteristics of those type of angles? They are supplementary. So the addition of them is going to be 180 because they are consecutive angles. Is going to be 180. I'm going to simplify the first side. 8x plus 20 is equal to 180. I'm going to solve it with inverse operation. Minus 20 minus 20. These two are going to cancel each other out. So 8x is going to be 160. And I need to divide both sides by 8. So these two are going to cancel each other out. And x is going to be equal to 20 degrees. Really easy. Here you can find more examples, and I strongly suggest you to solve them at home. If you have any question or if you wanted to share your answer, please feel free and write it in the comment box. I will try to answer it as soon as it was possible for me. Thank you for watching this video.